What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Dr. Black. I have been meaning to make this video for quite some time. I apologize for the delay, but there's a big issue that we're having in the conversation of feminism. As your official black male feminist, there are a lot of people who object to the term feminist. There are people who are concerned about people using the term feminist. One person attacked me for being a black feminist, which apparently is a specific branch of the feminist movement. And their criticism was there's a new recent video about how the CIA infiltrated the black feminist movement back in the 60s or 70s or something. So let's be clear, I'm not a black feminist. I'm a black male who is a feminist, okay? And whatever went right or wrong with the black feminist movement, I don't promote it. I'm not a racist. I don't see color when it comes to feminism. Women deserve equal rights. That's why I'm a feminist. And so it's appropriate to say that if you are a proponent of gender equality, then you could call yourself a feminist. Gender equality is the centerpiece, is the primary pillar of the philosophy of feminism. And because I have daughters that I'm trying to raise in this world to be their best, then I have to be for gender equality. Because I respect my wife as my equal, then I have to be for gender equality. That mindset leads me to the philosophy of feminism, where we specifically focus on the power that men already have in society, have always had in society, and elevating women to an equal footing to have their own power. It's not all the same, right? There's no part of the feminist movement that says that we have to put urinals in women's bathrooms because men have them. There's no part of the feminist movement that says we have to allow women to wear pants all the time because pants is mainly for men. Women can wear pants if they choose, but dresses are uniquely, specifically for women in most cases. Actually, there's a few. If you have Scottish background, there's a few, we don't call them dresses, but things that are similar to dresses that even men can wear. The gender equality is the focus. And a lot of people who object to me calling myself a feminist or to the feminist movement are ignoring this basic point. Gender equality. It means that we're going to be equal, not the same, but equal. 60-40 and 50-50 are equal. They're not the same. 70-30 and 80-20 are mathematically equal. They're not the same. So we need to be equal. And we definitely want to be as close to 50-50 as possible. And I think in a broader societal view, we will be 50-50, even if we don't have all the same thing. And we don't need to have all the exact same powers. We don't need to have all the exact same outcomes in order for us to be equal, men and women. Now, I think another thing that prevents people from supporting feminism, the word feminist, the concept of feminism, is that people are not yet ready to accept, one, that the genders can be equal, and two, what's blocking them from considering gender equality is these traditional views that there has to be a male and female role, traditional roles, gender roles. So today's video, I want to unequivocally say that I reject gender roles in their concept, in their execution. I don't care how traditional they are. I don't care how long we've been trying them. The longer we've been trying them is more evidence that they're failing. And specifically to the women out there, don't tie yourself to these gender roles. Don't put yourself in a box. You can't be equal if you're putting yourself in a box. Any other groups that are aspiring for equality, any other minority, any other Heck, you could be a majority and you're being marginalized. Any other group that's being, denied their rightful place. You wouldn't put yourself in a box and say, I have to stay in this box, because the whole point of you aspiring to be more and do more means that you're trying to come out of your box. Traditional people want you to stay in your box because that's comfortable for them in their special space, in their little comfort zone. But the people who need more, those people are saying, I don't want to be trapped in my box. So if you're one of those people who are trying to aspire for more, if you're a young lady and you see Vice President Kamala Harris, or if you see Oprah Winfrey, or if you've studied some of the other amazing women who are accomplishing things today, if you saw that Jeff Bezos is going to take a woman who was categorically denied the opportunity, even though she qualified to be an astronaut for NASA, he's going to take that woman. I apologize, I don't remember her name at this moment. He's going to take that woman to space with him. If you're looking at that and saying, wow, I want to be a woman astronaut, like the two young ladies who flew for Virgin this past week to their suborbital trip. These are important steps that were denied in the past to people, specifically to women, and we can't fix it by telling women to continue to stay in their box, stay in their place, to not aspire to achieve those heights. There was a point, to stick to the subject, where women were not considered to be able to be astronauts. There was a point where women were not considered to be able to be pilots. Thankfully, we have women pilots and women astronauts that disprove that. So if we had stuck to the gender roles, we wouldn't have these great women who are accomplishing these great feats. And we wouldn't even be calling them great feats if we could just allow people the opportunity to prove themselves. And that's what gender equality is about. That's why we have to get away from gender roles, because you aren't born knowing your limitations. You get to choose your limitations, and you get to search for your limitations, and you get to reach beyond your limitations and find out that what you thought was your limitations weren't. No one else can set your limitation for you. It's something you have to do for yourself. And if we start with saying because you're a certain gender, you have these limitations, we are lying to ourselves. It's idiotic. It's not helpful. There are countries out there where women don't have the rights to do many things, and those countries are suffering, especially in the intellectual aspect of their society, because they have denied 50%, 51%, 58% of their population the opportunity to contribute. There was a time where physical strength was most important, when they came up with these ridiculous gender roles. Today's society, we have discovered that the most important thing is your intellectual capacity, not your physical strength. That's why Stephen Hawking was a genius, even though he was a paraplegic. So we have to accept the world we're in today. We have to get away from the traditional roles and move on to the world that we're in today. It's a completely different world from your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. Women today, don't put yourself in a box. Don't put yourself in a box for any reason. Not for your religion, not for the comfort of your parents, not for your tribe, not for your culture, not for any reason. Yes, as a feminist, I'm comfortable with saying that you are allowed to limit and marginalize yourself. But make sure when you do that as a woman, as a person, that you do it only for yourself. Don't promote these gender roles for women. Promote it for yourself. Let it be for yourself. Say that you as a woman want to have your own gender role. You want a man that's going to keep you in your little box where you're comfortable, and leave it at that. Leave the growth of the society and the improvement of young women and the improvement of us as a society to include women and to make gender equality. Leave that to the rest of us. Don't poison the young ladies of today with your fear and weakness and your ability to marginalize yourself. Don't marginalize anyone else. Don't drag anyone else down. You are a woman. You have the right to do as you choose, which includes you have the right to not be your best. But at least don't drag other people down and prevent them from being their best, because you can't see your best being more than what you are. You can't see your best being more than whatever someone decided was a woman's gender right role. That's fine for you. And we respect you as a human if you want to do that, but don't do it to other people. I am here to speak against gender roles. I'm here to speak for gender equality. I'm here to promote everyone, especially women, to reach for the stars and do their absolute best. You should be your best every single day of your life. You should be aspiring. We're not always going to be perfect. That's not even an option, but you should be aspiring to do your best. And no one can say that you can't be an astronaut or a president or a lawyer or a doctor or whatever the heck you want to be. And if you choose to be a housewife, if you're still in the mindset that the best you can do with your life is to be a housewife, be the best housewife you want to be, but keep that to yourself, because women in general are far more than their ability to produce children and to babysit them all day. If you're a woman and you don't have any children and you don't want to have any children, you're just as good as the many, many, many millions of men who don't want children and who don't have children. You're not the best version of yourself if you become a wife, only if you become a mother. That you can be whatever you want, and we have to live up to that standard equally. Men don't have to have children, don't have to have a family. Women, you too don't have to do those things, and don't let people fool you into thinking that you do. If you ever have an issue, if you're hearing the opposite from someone else, come, let's talk about it. Let's hash it out. And I guarantee that there's no logical reason to put yourself in a box that someone else is suggesting that you be in. I'm here to help you see outside the box. It's what I do. One love.